Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I am Emma, and today we are going to learn English with a short story. This lesson is for beginner and intermediate learners who want to improve listening, vocabulary, speaking, and confidence through one simple story. Stories are powerful because they help you remember words in a real situation. A word alone can disappear quickly, but a word inside a story stays in your mind longer. Take a slow breath. Relax your shoulders. Today, listen carefully, repeat useful sentences, and enjoy learning English in a natural way. Learning English with a short story is different from memorizing a long list of words. A list may say umbrella, rain, bus stop, late, nervous, and kind. But a story shows these words moving together. For example, a woman forgets her umbrella, stands at a bus stop in the rain, feels nervous because she is late, and meets a kind stranger. Now the words have meaning. They have a picture. They have emotion. Emotion helps memory. When English feels like life, it becomes easier to understand and easier to remember. Today, our short story is about a learner named Daniel. Daniel is a quiet man who wants to improve his English. He understands many simple lessons, but he does not speak much. He is afraid of making mistakes. He works in a small office during the day, and at night he studies English at home. He has a notebook, a pen, and one dream. His dream is to speak English confidently with other people. He does not want perfect English. He wants useful English. Before we begin, learn 4 key words. Routine means something you do regularly. Opportunity means a good chance. Nervous means worried before doing something. Brave means you act even when you feel afraid. These words will help you follow Daniel's story and understand the lesson more easily. Now listen to the story. Try to understand the main idea first. Do not worry about every word. Just follow Daniel's day. One Monday morning, Daniel woke up early. The room was quiet, and the sky outside was still gray. He sat on the side of his bed and looked at his English notebook on the small table. The notebook was open. At the top of the page, Daniel had written one sentence. I can speak English little by little. He read the sentence silently. Then he read it out loud. I can speak English little by little. His voice was very quiet, but he smiled. It was a small beginning. Daniel got ready for work. He washed his face, brushed his teeth, put on his shirt, and made a cup of tea. While he drank his tea, he listened to a short English lesson on his phone. The speaker said, "Repeat after me. I need help." Daniel repeated, "I need help." The speaker said, "Could you repeat that, please?" Daniel repeated, "Could you repeat that, please?" He did not sound perfect, but he did not stop. He repeated each sentence 3 times. On the bus to work, Daniel looked out the window and practiced silently. I am going to work. I am sitting on the bus. I can see cars. I can see people. I feel a little tired, but I am ready for the day. He did not speak loudly because the bus was full, but inside his mind, English was moving. This was new for him. Usually, he only translated from his first language. Today, he tried to think directly in simple English. At the office, Daniel worked with 2 coworkers, Maria and Peter. Maria was friendly, and Peter was always busy. Daniel liked them, but he did not speak much. He usually said, "Good morning," and then stayed quiet. That day, Maria walked into the office with a big smile. She said, "Good morning, Daniel. How was your weekend?" Daniel understood the question, but his heart started to beat faster. He wanted to answer, but his mind felt empty. Then he remembered his notebook sentence, little by little. Daniel took a small breath. He said, "It was good. I stayed home, cleaned my room, and studied English." Maria smiled and said, "That sounds nice. Your English is getting better." Daniel felt surprised. His answer was simple, but it worked. He did not need a long speech. He did not need perfect grammar. He only needed one clear answer. For the first time that day, he felt a little brave. During lunch, Peter asked Daniel for help with a file. Peter spoke fast. Daniel heard some words, but not everything. In the past, Daniel would smile and pretend to understand. Pretend means act like something is true when it is not. But today, Daniel remembered another sentence from the morning lesson. He said, "Could you repeat that, please?" Peter repeated the instruction more slowly. Daniel understood. He opened the file and helped Peter. The sentence worked again. After work, Daniel walked home slowly. He felt proud, but also thoughtful. He realized something important. He had not spoken perfect English. He had spoken simple English. He had asked for repetition. He had answered a question. He had used English in real life. These small moments felt bigger than 1 hour of silent study. He said to himself, "I need to speak, not only listen. I need to use English, not only understand it." When Daniel arrived home, he put his bag near the door and made dinner. While he cooked, he described his actions in English. "I am cutting vegetables, I am making soup, I am washing the spoon. I am putting the bowl on the table." Some sentences were too simple, but he liked them. They made his home feel like an English classroom. After dinner, he opened his notebook and wrote 4 sentences. "I answered Maria. I asked Peter to repeat. I used English today. I feel proud." Then Daniel wrote one new goal. "Tomorrow I will speak one more sentence." He read it aloud. "Tomorrow I will speak one more sentence." This goal was small, but it was real. Daniel did not promise to become fluent tomorrow. He promised one sentence. One sentence was possible. One sentence was not scary. One sentence could become 2 sentences. 2 sentences could become a conversation. A conversation could become confidence. Daniel understood that big change often starts with one small action. The next morning, Daniel woke up and practiced again. He repeated the sentence, "I will speak one more sentence today." On the bus, he practiced small thoughts. "I am going to work. The weather is cold. I need a jacket. I hope today is good." At the office, Maria asked, "Do you want coffee?" Daniel usually said only yes. This time he said, "Yes, please. I would like a little coffee but no sugar." Maria laughed kindly and said, "Great, no sugar." Daniel smiled. That was his extra sentence. Later that day, a new customer came to the office. The customer spoke English and asked where to sit. Daniel felt nervous again, but he knew this was a chance. He said, "Please sit here. Someone will help you soon." The customer said, "Thank you." The sentence was short, but Daniel felt his confidence grow. He had used English to help someone. He did not speak a lot, but he communicated. Communication was the goal. At lunch, Daniel opened his notebook and wrote a small story about his morning. "This morning I woke up early. I listened to English on the bus. Maria asked me about coffee. I answered with a full sentence. A customer asked for help. I said, 'Please sit here. I feel happy because I used English.'" He read the story twice, then he recorded it on his phone. His voice sounded slow, but clear. He decided that every day, he would write and record one small story. After 2 weeks, Daniel had 14 short stories in his notebook. Some were about work, some were about shopping, some were about cooking, some were about feeling tired. Some were about making mistakes. One story said, "Today I forgot the word receipt. I said, 'the paper after I pay.' The shop worker said, 'receipt.' Now I remember the word." Another story said, "I was nervous, but I asked one question. I am proud of myself." These stories became Daniel's personal English practice. Daniel noticed that stories helped him remember. He remembered receipt because it was connected to the shop. He remembered repeat because it was connected to Peter. He remembered no sugar because it was connected to coffee with Maria. He remembered brave because it was connected to his own feeling. Words became stronger when they were part of his life. He did not only study English, he lived with English a little every day. Now let us pause the story and practice. What did Daniel do in the morning? He listened to English. What sentence helped him at work? Could you repeat that, please? How did he practice at home? He described his actions and wrote short stories. Why did he feel proud? Because he used English in real life. These questions help you check understanding. When you listen to a story, ask simple questions. Who is the story about? Where is he? What happened? How did he feel? What did he learn? Now let us learn useful phrases from Daniel's story. Phrase 1. Little by little. This means slowly, step by step. You can say, I am improving little by little. Phrase 2. I feel proud. Proud means happy because you did something good. You can say, I feel proud because I practiced. Phrase 3. Could you repeat that, please? Use it when you do not understand. Phrase 4. I will speak one more sentence. This is a good daily goal. Phrase 5. I used English today. This sentence helps you notice progress. Let us repeat some sentences from the story. Repeat after me. I can speak English little by little. I am going to work. I feel a little nervous. Could you repeat that, please? I used English today. I feel proud. Tomorrow I will speak one more sentence. Please sit here. Someone will help you soon. I am improving little by little. Say them slowly. These sentences are simple, but they are useful for real life. Repeat them until your mouth feels comfortable. Now, let us talk about why short stories help beginners. First, stories give context. Context means the situation around the words. If you hear the word coffee inside a story about the office, you understand it easily. Second, stories create emotion. You feel Daniel's nervousness and pride. Third, stories repeat useful language naturally. You hear questions, answers, feelings, and goals. Fourth, stories are easier to remember than random lists. Your brain likes stories because stories have order. A story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. In the beginning, Daniel wants to improve English. In the middle, he feels nervous but uses simple sentences. In the end, he discovers that one small sentence every day can build confidence. You can use this structure for your own stories. Beginning, what was the situation? Middle, what happened? End, what did you learn? This is a simple storytelling pattern. It helps you speak longer without feeling lost. Let us make a simple story template. Yesterday, I. Then, after that. Finally, I felt because. For example, yesterday, I went to the market. Then, I bought bread and tea. After that, I asked the price in English. Finally, I came home and wrote the sentence in my notebook. I felt proud because I practiced. This template is easy and powerful. You can use it every evening. One small story a day can improve your speaking, writing, grammar, and confidence. Let us continue Daniel's story. One Friday, Maria told Daniel, "We have a short team meeting today. Please share one update about your work." Daniel became nervous again. A meeting was different from a simple conversation. He had to speak in front of 3 people. He wanted to hide, but then he remembered his 2-week practice. He had written 14 stories. He had recorded his voice. He had answered questions. He told himself, "I do not need perfect English. I need clear English." Before the meeting, Daniel wrote his update in simple sentences. I finished the file yesterday. I checked the numbers. I found one small mistake. I fixed it. Now the file is ready. He read the sentences 5 times. He did not add difficult words. He wanted clarity. During the meeting, Peter gave his update first. Then Maria spoke. Then it was Daniel's turn. His hands felt cold, but he looked at his notes and spoke slowly. I finished the file yesterday. I checked the numbers. I found one small mistake. I fixed it. Now the file is ready. The room was quiet for a second. Then Maria said, "Thank you, Daniel. That was clear. Clear." Daniel loved that word. He did not sound perfect, but he sounded clear. After the meeting, he wrote another story in his notebook. Today, I spoke in a meeting. I felt nervous before I spoke. I used short sentences. My team understood me. I learned that clear English is enough. That night, Daniel read the story 3 times. He felt proud again. From that day, Daniel changed his English plan. He stopped asking, "How can I become fluent quickly?" He started asking, "What small real story can I practice today?" This question helped him stay consistent. Consistent means doing something again and again. He practiced stories about his morning, his lunch, his work, his shopping, his mistakes, his feelings, and his goals. His English became more personal. Personal English is powerful because it belongs to your life. You can learn from Daniel. Do not wait for a dramatic moment. Use small moments. Did you make tea? Tell that story. Did you miss the bus? Tell that story. Did you ask a question? Tell that story. Did you feel nervous? Tell that story. Did you learn a new word? Tell that story. Daily life gives you many short stories. Each story gives you vocabulary, grammar, and speaking practice. Now let us build your short story sentence bank. Yesterday I went to. This morning I felt. At work I talked to. At home I practiced. I made a mistake but I learned. I asked someone to repeat. I used one English sentence. I felt proud because tomorrow I will try again. I am improving little by little. These sentences can help you create your own stories. Keep them in your notebook. Repeat them often. Now let us do final speaking practice. Answer these questions aloud. Who was the story about? What was Daniel's problem? What sentence helped him at work? What did he write in his notebook? How did stories help him remember words? What did he learn in the meeting? How can you use short stories to practice English? Pause when you need time. You can answer simply. The story was about Daniel. His problem was speaking. He learned that clear English is enough. One more helpful practice is the 3-time story method. First, tell your story in very simple English. Second, tell the same story again with more details. Third, tell it again with one feeling and one lesson. Example 1. I went to the shop. I bought bread. Example 2. Yesterday, I went to the shop near my home. I bought bread and tea. Example 3. Yesterday, I went to the shop near my home, bought bread and tea, and asked the price in English. I felt proud because I used a real sentence. This method helps your speaking grow naturally. You can also use stories for listening practice. Listen to the same short story more than once. The first time, listen for the main idea. The second time, listen for key words. The third time, repeat useful sentences. The fourth time, tell the story in your own words. In your own words means you do not copy every sentence. You explain the story with the English you already know. This is a strong practice because it changes listening into speaking. It also shows what you really understand. Now, create your own short story for today. Use this pattern. Today, I, then I. After that, I felt, I learned. For example, today, I listened to an English lesson. Then I repeated useful sentences. After that, I practiced speaking aloud. I felt more confident. I learned that short stories can help me remember English. This is your practice. Say it aloud. Record it if you can. Tomorrow, make another one. Remember, a story does not need to be exciting to be useful. A simple story about breakfast can teach verbs. A story about shopping can teach questions. A story about work can teach professional phrases. A story about a mistake can teach repair language. A story about feeling nervous can teach emotional words. Your daily life is full of English lessons when you look at it like a learner. Use your life. Use your voice. Use short stories. Little by little, your English will become more natural, personal, and strong, even if your stories are very simple at the beginning. Before we finish, remember this. Short stories help you learn English because they give words context, emotion, repetition, and meaning. Listen to the story. Find the main idea. Notice useful phrases. Repeat important sentences. Answer questions. Tell the story in your own words. Then create a short story about your own life. Thank you for listening to Real English Practice. I am Emma, and I am proud of you for practicing today. Keep listening, keep repeating, and keep learning English with short stories. Your English voice is growing, one simple story, one useful phrase, and one brave sentence at a time.